one, the only, Mrs. Farida Boyer. Is that all?
And I'm the leader of the free lunch program.
How can we go back and tell your parents how you really feel? And I remember they were like, you need to pay $1,000 a month in order for you to stay in school.
The table, especially when it comes to business. I don't think we talked about this yet. Or maybe we did. But greatest man alive. Welcome back to another episode On Purpose with Stacey J. We have the one, the only, Mrs. Farida Boyer in the house with us today. Before we get into who Mrs. Boyer is, I want to introduce again my co-host over here to the left, the one and only
Mr. Kid 215.
Mr. Kid 215, and we also have
Jim Lee Miami Company.
These are my co-hosts. These are my brothers. These are my guys. And we are more than excited and happy to have my girl, my homie, Mrs. Farida Boyer in the house.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Farida.
Boyer, Miss Boyer.
Miss Boyer, Miss Boyer.
Let's go.
We ready. So, Miss Boyer, tell us a little bit about you. Who is Farida Boyer? I know who you are, but tell good people who you are.
I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm an approved supervisor. I am the executive director of the Black Brain Campaign, where our mission is to eradicate the stigma against mental health. I'm also I'm a board member of the Pennsylvania License for Social Work, Marriage and Family Therapists, and Professional Counselors, and I am the lead committee person for the Philadelphia Community Stakeholders Health and Wellness Program.
Sound like we need to be having this on that. I need to be sitting on that couch over there and ask my questions.
Mercy, is that all?
And I'm the leader of the free lunch program. Take one chocolate milk and keep going.
And don't open it up till you sit down.
Mm-hmm. You gotta forgive my squad.
It's okay.
You gotta forgive my squad.
I'm sorry, Miss Boyer.
It's okay.
Let's go.
It's okay. Let's go.
So one of the things that you've known for so many hats, like you just mentioned, but one of the things that you're one of the many things that you're known for in our community is the Black Brain Campaign. Can you share just a little bit about who the Black Brain Campaign is, and first, when did you start it, and like what's it all about? What's the purpose?
So I think it must have been in 2015. I didn't start the Black Brain Campaign by myself. Janae Johnson and I co-founded the Black Brain Campaign together. I used to post a question on social media on, I think it was Saturday mornings, and just to get the people talking about different issues and topics. And this one day I talked about mental health, and that got a lot of traction. And Janae and I started talking like, we need to do more about mental health. And from that, we started going around partnering with elected officials and just really talking about the importance of mental health in the Black community. So we just really started with nothing. Like I said,
I remember that.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
So that was
I remember that.
In 2015. By 2016, we kind of kept going and got to move on. Just still doing the same thing. COVID hit, and so I had my own private practice, Boyer Counseling Group. So I was seeing clients privately. But by the time COVID came, everybody wanted mental health. Everybody wanted to go to therapy. Long story short, the Black Brain Campaign kind of did more than I thought it would do. So the Black Brain Campaign's mission is to eradicate the stigma against mental health in the Black community. We provide free therapy to anybody in Pennsylvania who needs it.
And how many sessions is that?
They get 12 free therapy sessions. They
That's big.
Yeah,
that
they
is
get
big,
12
right?
free therapy sessions, and if they need additional sessions, it's $25 per session.
Oh, that's
Can we
amazing.
count this as my first one?
Because by the time you leave here, it's gonna feel like it. I promise you. I promise you.
So that's part of what we do. The other thing I said, I'm an approved supervisor, and what that means is I train other clinicians. In order to be on panels like Independence, Blue Cross, Aetna, all of those things, you have to have a license. What happened for me so I used to be a teacher.
Regular school teacher?
I was a school teacher.
Okay.
I taught first and second grade.
Okay.
When it was time for me to start studying for the license, other people asked me could they study with me. So I said, you know what? If we're going to do a study group, we have to take this serious. So I treated it like it was a class. We're going to meet once a week on Sunday for 3 hours. We're going to team teach. Here's the books we're going to use, and everybody's going to take a section in each we teach. So from that, we started our so it was 6 of us. 5 out of the 6 of us are licensed. Maybe 4 of the 6 of us are supervisors. Mm-hmm. 1 is a doctor. No, 2 is a doctor. What I realized when going through the licensure process, there are less than 3% of black therapists or clinicians who have a license.
Okay.
You have to have a license in order to, like I said, be on the panels. One of the things, when it was time for me to take the exam, I rescheduled my exam because I didn't feel like I was prepared. I had to pay additional $200 just to reschedule the exam. I said, this is one of the reasons why we're not going to get a license, because it's expensive. One of the things you have to do is you have to pay for supervision. Supervision can range from $50 to $200 per hour, and you need 90 hours of it. You have to see clients. You need 3,000 hours, 1,500 direct client contact hours. So it's expensive to become a licensed therapist. So I thought, what can we do? So we started raising funds. So part of our program is it's called LEAP, Licensure Education Assistance Program. We pay for therapists to become licensed. We pay for their supervision. We pay for their textbooks. We give them weekly training. We pay for their test exams. They stay with us for a whole year. We were training marriage and family. I'm a marriage and family therapist. We were training marriage and family therapists and professional counselors. In 2026, the city has given us funding so that we can now train social workers. So our goal in 2026 is to have approximately 40 social workers become licensed. Those are the people who provide our therapy. Yeah. For when you sign up for therapy. Like I said, anybody is eligible. You don't need insurance. You don't need anything. We don't even ask for those things. We just we don't provide a higher level of care. So if you're in crisis, we don't provide anything. We refer you to somebody else because they're in training, so they can't provide that level of care. But all of our trainees, whether they're interns, whether they're master's level therapists, they get weekly supervision.
Okay, you wanted to talk. I know, right?
That's good stuff.
You're right. That does worthy of an applause, because I would imagine that. Do you have to turn people away? More people reaching out than you have spaces when it comes to.
I'm honest with people. We have about now, because I'm pressuring my team. I'm like, why is it an 8-week waiting list? But it's a waiting list for everybody because it's one of the challenges. It's not enough therapists, and it's definitely not enough therapists of color to do the work that we do. So.
But is there a limit to? Because you said you need 40, right? So is there a limit to? Like, is there an open enrollment period, or is there a cap to a number of people that you take into the program? Social workers that you take into the program per year or anything like that?
So it is. So the only reason why we're allowing 40, because that's how much the city is paying us to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so that we have never done a cohort of 40.
Okay.
We usually do 10, maybe 10 marriage and family therapists, 10 professional counselors, but the city is giving us funding, so we can provide more services.
Good stuff. Is that per year? That when you normally do the 10,
it's per year.
Cohort is for a year.
For a year. They stay with us for a year. Yeah.
Awesome.
Is that enough?
No, it's not enough. It's not enough. We have 13 interns. Okay. We have 10 master level clinicians.
Nowhere near what exactly is what you need in order to be able to cover this. This is a large city. Mm-hmm. Not to put you on the spot, but do you have a number, or possibly
of how many therapists we probably need?
Yeah, what's your actual number that you think that you actually need?
I can't tell you the actual number that we actually need. What I will say is this, because I just looked at, I have somebody I work with that gives me stats on the city and mental health. 1 out of 6 adults have a mental health diagnosis.
Okay.
About 35% of adolescents or students are diagnosed with depression, anxiety, things like that. 25% of them have thoughts of suicide. For me, it's like, having a therapist is like having a doctor. Mm-hmm. You may have, for me, I've been in this. Now since I've been a therapist, I've been in therapy the whole entire time, in and out. Sometimes I go once a week. Sometimes it's like, let me take a break. So I think it's just like having a doctor. You have to have somebody that you can talk with when you need to. It might not be every week, but if something's going on with you, this month or this year, you might have somebody. To answer your question, I think we all need a therapist, just like we all need a doctor.
What I'm thinking is that within your profession, are there enough people within your profession? You see what I'm saying?
To treat that amount of
right, like even to bring through your program. You know what I mean? Like, are there enough people within your profession that's willing to do it? Even let's hypothetically say the city say, hey, you know what? We're gonna pay for 500. Are there 500 licensed people?
No,
you see what I'm saying?
It's not.
Okay.
I'm on a licensure board.
Okay.
So that's part of my job. You have to have certain qualifications to become a licensed people. One of the things that's a pet peeve of mine that when people call themselves therapists, no, we did this work. And it's not everybody. You have to, and you have to know what kind of therapist. Like I just said, I'm a marriage and family therapist. I'm trained to think systemically. So if I'm talking to you about something, me and you can just be busting it up, and you already know I'm analyzing what's going on because that's just how my brain thinks.
Yeah,
I don't treat clients with schizophrenia because that's not my specialty. Like that's not my thing. That's not really what I do. But marriage and family, I know that. I know how to figure out like this is where this came from because of your parents this or your grandparents that, and I look at history to kind of figure out how you got to where you got.
Right.
I don't think it is good, and I tell this to my clinicians. If you are not trained in marriage and family therapy, do not see couples because you don't know how to work with them.
Gotcha.
You just don't know how to work with them. And you're doing a disservice not only to them, but whoever they impact.
So I have a question when we think about our community, because often, there was a stigma in our community where we don't believe in therapy. Like we came up with, you don't go telling people your business and
what happens in this house stays in
what happens in this house stays in this house. So are you seeing that there's a change in that there's a shift where more of us are getting therapy in the African American community, and especially more of our men?
I think there is a change. I think that the younger people know the terms. They know like the diagnosis. They know what it's about. One of the things that I'm concerned about with them though is suicide is like, oh yeah, this is an option. We're growing up for us like suicide, like we're not thinking about suicide. Right. So that's a concern for me about our young people. They see, I don't know if it's the having access to the internet and social media that they're able to see these things. So I think that's a concern for me. I think that more of us are looking for treatment.
I like to hear that. Yep.
And I think, so this is why we do the Black Brain Campaign. I think it's helpful to have somebody that can relate to you.
Yeah.
Let's be real, we speak a certain language. And if me and you just talking and busting it up, you know what I'm talking about. Whereas though somebody from another culture don't understand the dialect of what we talking about.
To me.
Yeah. And you could, once somebody told me, yeah, such and such was cutting or cutting up, something like that. Now I know what cutting up means, but another therapist might not know what cutting up means. Oh, she's cutting. And it's like, no, that's not. She's just cutting up. She's not actually cutting. What I've learned about men, especially being a couples therapist, men are sometimes opposed to coming to therapy. But once they get in the room,
they take their shoes off and get comfortable.
Listen, they don't stop talking. And it's like, what time is our appointment? The next, like, once they get comfortable, they like want to come back. They can't wait to tell me what happened. And yeah, that's how the men.
That was me.
Yeah. Like I'm telling the therapist, you said such a. You remember you said they can't wait to get back in the room.
I can agree with that. Let's go back to something you said about suicide. And it's a shame the difference. When I was 12 years old, my friend, 12 years old, committed suicide. He hung himself in the closet. And when I say the devastation that it put through my neighborhood at that age in the 80s, late 80s, you can hear that now. And it's like, oh, okay. Where we going tomorrow? It's so normal.
It's just desensitized.
I think we were talking about
we were talking about that. We're talking about murder and everything. Like the younger generation, for them to hear the amount of murders, oh, such and such got killed, and it's like that's not normal. It's just not normal to walk. And for them to have to deal with that every day, it's not okay.
Yeah,
it's just not okay. And they shouldn't have to live like that.
We were talking about that not too long ago. Same thing. If I call you on the phone and I say, yo, you know the bull Jay, he got killed last night. You're going to say to me, no matter if I'm speaking to Stacey J or I'm speaking to Kit, each person gonna say to me, "Which Jay you talking about? Uptown Jay, South Philly Jay, North Philly Jay? Oh, Jay from down North Philly, 22nd Street, 22nd Indiana," and then you pinpoint it. That's crazy. Yo, where we going at for brunch? We go right into because it's so
desensitized. So, question about our young people. What are some of the things that we can pay more attention to? Because I know that we often can look at our young people where their behaviors was coming up as bad behavior, but that really could be signals for something else. So how can we identify that in our homes with our children, to know that we might need to get them some help? They deal with grief, they deal with depression, and I think sometimes when we're going through stuff, especially when we experience a loss and there's young people in our lives, we tend to overlook them. That they could be feeling the same thing, that they had a loss too. They're hurting too. They're dealing with depression too. But I think because of the way that it may show up or not show up for them, we can miss the mark. Give us some tips on what we can pay attention to.
So I'll share a piece of my story. My father was killed. My uncle killed my father when I was 10 from a domestic dispute. And after that, I fought all the time. Not until I became a therapist that I realized I was angry. I just grew up angry because me and my father was tight. When you talk about, I was his first girl, so I'm going to boxing matches, I'm going to basketball games. I have 2 older brothers, so it's like we all they going, we all going. But my mother, for her, she didn't know about therapy. All she knew, and this was the traumatic thing. You guys remember the move? Remember? We lived around the corner from the move. Osage Avenue. So my father was killed on Sunday. They dropped a bomb on Monday.
Wow.
So you know when somebody dies, everybody's over your house. So it's all this trauma going around. I was at our corner store with Mr. Ed Corner Store on 61st Walnut when they dropped the bomb. We shaking in the store or whatever, and it's like, so all that trauma is going on. But my mother, I guess my mom had 4 children at the time when he was killed. So she doesn't realize, it's like, now she probably should just figuring out, how do I feed my family? How do I continue to take care of my family? Not realizing the change in behaviors. And you got 2 boys and 2 girls, and how you gonna manage all this? Thankfully, we had family that would support. Like, they were our village. Like my father's parents stepped in, my mother's parents stepped in. So uncles, aunts. You have to pay attention to the children. Yeah. You have to ask them questions. What I did was, maybe a year or 2 ago, I took a group of young adults out because I didn't understand what was going on. These are the ones that I hear such and such got killed and stuff like that, and they're just moving on. So I took them to dinner and I just talked to them. And one of them told me, he's like a nephew to me. He's a boxer. He said to me, he said, "Aunt Rita," he said, "You know how y'all grew up with a village? We don't have a village. Y'all gave up on us."
Oh.
Yep. And he comes from a good stock. I know he has a village, but because he boxes, he's I forgot that guy he boxes with, but they gravitate towards them. Yeah. So they hang around them. So he has a flock of people, young people that hang around him. But I don't think those people have the village. Yeah. So he kind of keeps them close to them so that he can keep them grounded and stuff like that. But he said that to me, and I was like, I get it. I get it. So one of the things that we're starting to do, and I don't know if I can say it yet, but we're hosting an event called Loving on Philly, and Loving on Philly is Saturday, January 31st. It's at 1901 Vine Street at the Free Library, Philadelphia. And what we're doing is inviting everybody of all ages just to come out and have a conversation. We want the community to speak about what is happening for them. If they're saying they don't have a village, what do you need? Why why I started even thinking about this, I was getting something to eat, and the bartender said to me, she was from Miami. She was like, "I'm going back to Miami." She's like, "Y'all mean here?" She's like, "It's just cold." She's like, "Everybody mad and angry." That whole weekend, I thought about what she said, and I was like, "Are we really angry? Are we?" And then I'm starting to look at people, and I'm just listening to what everybody is saying. And I have a relationship with the mayor and council president, and I called them and I was like, we got to do something. I was like, because it's I feel like we're in a space, and me as a clinician, how do we help to heal the city? Yeah. So that's why where Loving on Philly came from, and I have a group of the the committee, the people on my committee is other clinicians from other agencies that we're working together to host this event. And we're inviting leadership and elected officials to the event, but not to talk. We just want them to listen so that we can see what is it that our community needs so that we can all heal.
Yeah. And I love that it's multi-generational. I know we talked about that. You want the different generations to be represented on that day, from
Boomers, Gen Z, Gen X, I don't know all of them, but from seniors to adolescent, we want them all in there. And it's going to be a panel of them, but we also going to have from the audience, but we want them to speak, because what impacts me might not impact my son.
Right.
What impacts you might not impact your granddaughter.
Right.
So we want everybody to have a voice so that we can all hear and just listen to what everybody's experiencing.
Because we may not even always know the right questions to ask. I know I get on my granddaughter's nerves. Like, even today, I was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "I'm fine," because she's so quiet and she stayed to herself, and she be in her room. So I said, "Are you depressed?" I was like, "Are you depressed?" Because I'm always trying to make sure I'm asking her. And one thing, if she's not good, she will tell me. So I was like, "Are you depressed?" She was like, "No." And she said, "No, but what makes me sad is when I have to be around people that I don't want to be around." I was like, "Okay, all right." But she has a voice, and she knows that she has that space with me that, and I know I'm not the only person in that she does, but I try to make sure that I'm asking her the right questions. But what about the day that I miss the mark? What about the moment where I don't ask the right question or I overlook it? So I'm really happy that you guys are having that, so that all of our voices can be heard. I'm gonna be out of town. I'm so mad I'm gonna miss it, but I think it's going to be amazing.
I just would, if you can come, encourage other people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
It's free. It's not anything. All you gotta do is sign up. It's because the venue holds about 375 people, so we just want everybody to come so that everybody's represented.
Yeah, and she specifically did ask if any of us from our team would be there. So we'll talk about that on our call to see if any of us can be there. We might take a camera with us and maybe kind of do some little interviews in the back or something like that. So we can talk about that as a team, but she did want to see if some of us from On Purpose could be there. So we'll see what we can do to make that happen. I want to talk a little bit about you. I know you being a therapist, a licensed therapist. How does that fare for you? What does that look like for you when the majority of everything that you do, whether you're sitting in meetings, while you're on this board or that board, or doing therapy, whatever it is, all of that is going out this way. All of that is pouring out in other places. How do you get that back for yourself?
So right now, because I'm the executive director of the Black Brain Campaign, it doesn't allow me the time to do actual therapy. So I'm not actively doing therapy at this time, but I provide supervision. So I train other clinicians. But as a therapist, you should be in therapy, because you take on so much of other people's whatever it is, and you have your own things that you're going through. So you need to be able to process it. And like I said, even before, I have a therapist. I have a couple of them. I have a couples therapist. I have an individual therapist. I have somebody I see for family therapy. And the reason why is because, like I said, today may be okay. This month might be okay, but next month it might be something going on.
Totally
so
different.
so then you just have that person there so that you can go back and seek help if you need it. But as a clinician, I encourage all of our therapists to seek treatment, because it's necessary.
That makes sense.
And you're not allowed to be emotional. You have to turn that off.
Oh yeah, one of the things that they do when we're in school, you take coursework so that nothing like that impacts you.
I would need it. I would need it back.
I remember in my human sexuality class, every week we watched sex stuff. Every week. And it was just like, you got so
numb
to it. It's just like, oh, okay. So if they tell you anything, it's like, oh, okay. That's not exciting.
I want to go back to something you spoke on about when your father passed away and you changed and started doing a lot of fighting. One thing that I learned is that children cover up, and a lot of times the adults, and it's not just the parents, they zone in on that opposed to what's under that. They never dig into trying to figure out what the problem is, what stemmed that, why are they in school acting out, why are they being a class clown, whatever it might be. And a lot of times, and especially I'm gonna speak on boys that have childhood trauma, father's not there, parents can't get along, whatever it might be, and it turns into them trying to seek out or them trying to put a mask on to cover up what's really going on, and because they don't know how to deal with it, they don't know how to handle it, they don't know where to go. There's no outlet and nobody to even bring to them what's really going on. What do you say to that child that is 12 years old, went through those type of situations? Like myself, I've been married twice. I come from first marriage, having 2 kids, splitting. No handbook for being a parent, especially not one for being a parent that goes through a divorce. What do you recommend to the parent? How do you get to the child to try to soothe that in between, especially if there's no balance on both sides to worry solely about the child?
I would recommend family therapy for the families. I don't treat younger children without the parent, because what happens is if you treat the child, they're still going back into the home where the issues are.
But is it 2 separate sessions? Like it's one with the child and then one with the parent?
So family therapy, so it looks different. It depends. In a family therapy session, I may see the whole family. I listen to what's going on. I may take the child out. What's going on for you? So I would do that. Let me have a session with the child so the child feels comfortable enough with saying whatever he or she wants to say without the parent being there.
Yeah.
Then talking to the child, how can we go back and tell your parents how you really feel? Because this is the only way that they need to hear it so that they can help you. I think a lot of times we talk over or we don't pay attention. When I think about my family, I'm like, we've been through a lot of trauma. My first cousin was killed by her partner. Her 2 youngest children came home and found them dead. She shot her and then shot herself. I immediately reached out to their grandmother because she had custody of them at the time. And like, you got to get them in therapy. You got to get them in therapy. And why I was so adamant about it is because I'm like, if we don't address them, they need the help. Unfortunately, they're going now. But if we don't pay attention to them, they're going to grow up with a lot of issues. Absolutely. So we need to keep looking. I brought them all kinds of books, whatever. I was so engaged in making sure that they had the help because I did not want the same thing that happened to me to happen to them.
Therapy is definitely needed. It's something that I talk to people about all the time. One thing I used to do years ago was, you ever feel like, not to say your family is perfect, we're so normal that it's not that you frown upon other people that have drama in their family, but it looks different. So you feel as though yours is perfect until you realize yours ain't perfect.
But I'll say this is what made, from doing the work, because I'm meeting with different families, different couples, I don't care who you are, everybody has some type of issue. Everybody. Mm-hmm. But it clicked in when Michelle Obama said, I didn't even like him. And I'm like, if the president got issues with his wife, it don't matter. Everybody got issues. And it's the truth. Everybody. My situation just may look different from yours.
Yeah.
Dysfunction is dysfunction.
It just is.
I have a question. It's kind of a pivot from the business side of you and more of the personal side of you. So when you think about the woman that you are today, what are some of the main differences between Farida Boyer today and Farida Boyer 1 year ago? If there's any difference.
I still have work to do. I still have work to do. What I realized something, and I'm learning about me or myself. I work a lot. I just sit here and name, I'm on this, I'm doing that, and I'm just like, wait a minute. Sometimes I don't want to do any of those things. And it's okay not to do any of those things. I think that I still have work to do on myself, my inner self. Like, what is it that I want to do? When am I going to start working? Because I've been working since I was 12 and I don't want to do all of this the rest of my life. I think that I would like to go back to therapy for myself and primarily focus on just me and more about me and doing things like just being intentional about a lot of the things that I do.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What lesson, when you think about your journey, and I know you shared some major life situations that has happened to you and your family. But what major thing that has happened to you, and I think you may have already shared it, that kind of shaped the woman that you are?
I think being a therapist helped me to understand more about who I am, who my family is, where I came from. Because even if I look at, and this is just, infidelity is a really big thing in my family. It's my father was killed because of infidelity. Both sides of my grandparents.
That's major.
It was infidelity, and it's like I never forget my grandmother. Although they were really close to us, in any event, birthday, holiday, whatever, they all were there. But my grandmother never spoke to my grandfather, and I remember being.
What do you mean never spoke?
Like they were divorced.
Oh, they were divorced,
but they could be in the same room, but they not.
Never
they not
saw
talk.
them interact with each other.
And this is when I knew they loved me. I was in school. I went to Maryland Eastern Shore first, and I remember they were like, you need to pay $1,000 a month in order for you to stay in school. And my grandmother was like, oh no, you're going to stay in school, and your grandfather's going to pay for it. She said, because I'm going to call him and ask him. And I was like, for me, that was like a click turn on. Let me get, because I was playing. I was in Maryland Eastern Shore. We was having a good time. So I wasn't even taking school that serious. But I ended up coming home because of that. Because I was like, no, they care about me. They put money. And to see her actually say, I'm going to talk to him, a person I never seen her talk to. But I'm going to talk to him to make sure you stay in school. And I came home and got it together. But that was like a light bulb for me. Like and it goes back to the village. I talk about the village and having a village and having that support, that they love me enough that she will be willing to talk to somebody that I never saw her talk to.
But that's major, though, that you even recognize that sacrifice and that you leaned into that. Because I think we make a lot of sacrifices for our kids and our grands, and I don't think that that's always recognized sometimes. So for you to be able to say, this lady bit the bullet for me and talk to this man who I know she don't like for me, let me get my act together. That says a lot. That says a lot about you and what she instilled in you and what your mom, they all instilled in you.
Yeah. What would you say some of your greatest challenges are doing the work that you do?
Not having enough help, financially. I'm not a person who likes asking for money, but in order for our program to run, we need money. I had to, can we get a grant? Hoping that they like what we say or like what we're doing in order to get the money, and that's just how we work.
And what happens when they don't show up?
Who, the client?
No, the help.
A lot of times it falls. I sit at the front desk sometimes if somebody not there to answer the phone. I'm like, Black Brain Campaign, I'm gonna help you. Like I jump in, so it's not like a job too much for me. I'm not. If I had to, I talk to the parent. Sometimes I like sitting at the front desk because I get to see the clients who come in. So I'm like, house services, what's going on? So I kind of like, you step in when you have to. One of the things that I want to work on for 2026 is getting us a building. Sometimes I'm not in my office, or I have to work from home because the therapist needs space to see clients. So it's like we're growing out of our space, which is a good thing, but we need money. So whoever's out there and like see us and know that we need a building, we need funding. So
that's right, manifest it, put it out there. One of the things I absolutely adore about you is that you are big on, and these two are the same way, you are big on paying it forward and making sure that there are opportunities for people, whether giving them a seat in the room or at the table, especially when it comes to business like that. And you guys always say that about the two of you, like you definitely are exactly the same. And I say that because even business work, we were on a call today, and we talking about a possibility of me working with on another project with him, and I already worked with the two of them. And then even our connection, I'm doing a pretty big contract with you, a subcontract, because of you, which I thank you for that. But that's because that's who you are. You don't even wait for somebody to ask you. You guys are the same way. If you see that the person has the skills, you see they have the abilities, and you see you got a space for them or a room for them, y'all putting people in it. And I love that. And I'm going to give you your kudos and thank you for what you guys have all done for me. But why is that's something that's so important to you?
Because it's not really about me. It's about how do we grow together? How do we make this space a better place? Because I see the work that, and you and I were talking before. I'm like, wait a minute, what do you do? And that's kind of like, oh, well, I'm doing this, and I don't really have time to do it. But I think I think they would grow better with working with you, because I don't have the time or the energy to really put in like I want to. And when I gave you took it off took it and ran with it. So I think that it's bigger than us, and if we can start working, it's hit for me. It's like it's money out here for everybody. It's we can if we all. Could you imagine how fierce we could be if we just all work together?
Yep.
It would be a dangerous space.
I say that all the time.
It would be dangerous.
Listen, I hear passion in everything you say. Where does faith fall in your life?
Faith is the most. I'm Muslim. I was born Muslim. My parents were Muslim. Faith is really important to me. I don't think that I would have or be where I am if it wasn't for that. I went to if you're from Philly, everybody knows about Sister Claire Muhammad School. I grew up in Sister Claire Muhammad School. It was more family oriented. My brother is married to my best friend's sister because we all grew up in the same community. And it's funny because my accountant used to be my first grade student. I was a teacher at an Islamic school. So that's very important for me. It's at the forefront of what I do, and I believe everything happens for a reason. We call it the qadar of Allah, and it for me, it's like I don't get upset if something happens, good or bad, or because I feel like it's just God's way of telling us that's how it's supposed to be. Now, how do you learn from it?
I like that. I like that a lot. So we're going to start wrapping it up, but before we do, we got a few fun things we want to learn about you. First, what I have for you, you're a music fan. I know you like some good music, so we putting you on the spot a little bit. Who would you say? And I'm gonna ask Jim and Kit the same thing because I don't think we talked about this yet, or maybe we did. But who would you say your top 5 rap or hip hop faves are?
Biggie Smalls.
Biggie.
Yeah. Jay-Z. Jadakiss.
You got a little hood in you.
I'm a lot.
You got a little.
She be driving 55 down that small block.
Who else? Lil' Kim.
Oh yeah, nice.
And I like Cardi B.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you love her new.
I like Cardi B.
You talk about her new album a lot. All right, that's all good stuff. What about you, Jim? Sorry, I got you right in the middle of a swig.
Good.
Right in the middle of a swig.
A lot I like. Take Big, Jay-Z.
Cardi B.
Nah, Beans.
Okay.
Kiss. Number 5. EST.
EST, the
Showing your
magnificent
age.
one.
Oh,
Greatest
the
man
greatest man
alive. I just got to see him perform here. You know that, right? Did you see? I was at Rashid's birthday party. Shout out to Rashid. Happy belated birthday. EST performed here. It was
Before his time. I mean, that's another discussion.
Yeah, it was good. It was it had a good one. I like Schoolie D too. Even though Schoolie D was here too, but I left before it. He performed. Who you got, Kit?
Biggie. Jay-Z. Nas. I'm gonna stop there because it thins out after that.
Okay. All right, fair enough. R&B. Your top 5 R&B artists. It could be a female or a male.
I love Mary. Like Mary.
I know. Yes.
Yeah,
I know you love Mary. Yes.
That's all I like is Mary.
You love Mary.
I know I like Mariah Carey. I like Tina Marie, Luther Vandross, and
Hold on. Big Luther, Little Luther.
Big Luther.
Okay.
Big Luther.
Farida,
I do.
is there a difference?
Yes.
Nobody asked you. I
When
said
you
Farida.
big, it bounces a little more.
I said Farida.
That's a whole pause.
Who's like that? Who do I listen to? I don't know. That's it. Yeah.
Who you got, Jim? Because I don't think we've ever asked you, Jim. Mr. Lee.
My wife gets mad at me, and I was actually not allowed to play this artist at my wedding, but R. Kelly. You just can't take away what he's done musically.
Okay.
I'll take R. Kelly. I'm not giving in the. I'm not. It's not like a random. It's just this is actually a random order. Faith Evans. I love Faith. I am going to go Ron Isley.
Not the whole Isley brothers, just Ron Isley.
Ron was the only one that was singing. I'm not taking from his brothers, and I'm not
Okay.
taking from the rest of the group.
All
You know what I mean? Raphael Sadiq,
Yeah, I like Raphael.
Babyface.
What about October London? I like him.
Yeah,
He too new.
I like the new people.
Yeah.
I really do. There's a lot of new people that I can name that I listen to, but my favorite, like, who's on my repeat, you know, that's
who's on your repeat.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody ever says DeBarge. I never hear people say DeBarge.
Clean the barge or
What?
which one? Clean one or the? Let's see. You got mad. Well, we said Big Luther, Little Luther.
Yeah, she got mad because she had his poster on the wall.
I very much had El DeBarge's poster on my wall. Yes. I did.
They were good.
They were good.
Yeah.
I had El DeBarge and Prince. My room was decorated El DeBarge, Prince, and Billy D. Williams. That's what it was. So.
See, I can't answer that question. The reason why I never answer that question because I'm a music. I don't watch TV. Music is everything for me.
Yeah.
So I got a hand-picked playlist of over 4,000 songs. So
Yeah.
you know, it's hard for me to narrow down to 5 people who I like.
I'm similar. But I do watch television, but I'm similar. I'm a music person. We have a surprise for you, I think. Hey, do we have the cake? We have a cake. We have a cake for you. Yeah.
What you?
We got a picture of a cake. We was on a budget.
Aww.
We want you to know how much we care about you, Mr. Kid.
Hold on.
Light the paper up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy birthday. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, we got to show everybody your cake. Oh, that was good, too.
That's some good artwork.
Good job.
Them some straight lines.
Good job, Dink.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Mr. Kid.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, that's right. We wanted to make sure you had a nice cake and all that good stuff to celebrate
I
you.
got my best cake at my 50th.
You did? Awesome. We're very happy to hear that. Because we want to make sure that we celebrate these January birthdays because my birthday is in February. So we just want to
Let's
make
just
sure.
get the January out the way. Look at this. Look at it's still January.
It is still
It's
January.
still January.
And we got one more co-host who got a birthday this month. So I just want to make sure I recognize everybody so that I get recognized properly without me, saying that anymore.
Before February come around.
Your birthday's January? I'm January.
Yeah,
January
y'all are close.
28th.
Though. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we got another.
You can't have my cake. Anime. I gonna eat this cake.
You gotta come back so we can
Yes.
get you. So we can give you your own personal cake. We'll give you and Josie a cake on the same day. So I just want to say thank you so much for being here. And if you could, I want you to just give another shout out for your event on January 31st because we want to make sure that the people know and we want to get it out there before the 31st because we want that place to be packed out, and then we want people to please share how people can get in touch with the Black Brain Campaign if they're looking for free therapy.
Okay, so if you're looking for free therapy, you can go to our website, www.joinbbc.org. It's a tab that says free therapy. You click on the tab that says free therapy. Like I said, it's a waiting list, but we will definitely get back to you. We have case managers that will call you and get you enrolled. The other event is Loving on Philly. And that is Saturday, January 31st at the Free Library of Philadelphia from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Go on our social media. I'm sure it's a link on there. If you can go to our website, it's on Eventbrite so that you can register to be a part of that event.
I encourage everybody to do it. Everybody needs some type of help.
Yep.
Just try it. Try it one time. Don't knock it until you try
It's
it.
free, so you can, if you don't like it, then it's our job to refer you to other clinicians. Therapy is about a relationship, so if it doesn't work, it's our job to refer you to somebody else so you can find the right connection.
Yeah.
I would like to give a special shout out to one of our first sponsors, Never Alone Home Care, located on 906 West Gaffrey Avenue in Philadelphia, PA, zip code 19141.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. So you're going to come back too, right?
I'll be back.
So you can come back when we kick these guys out, and I just have all the girls here, and we're going to have a girls' night. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Since they always trying to kick me out.
Am I mad?
I don't care if y'all mad or not. Y'all won't be here. Y'all get to. He's my easiest co-host right here. He really is. JL, Jim Lee.
She say that right now.
Till you
He
leave.
is. He always be like, Coach, whatever you say, Coach, whatever you say.
Whatever you say.
Them two? No, that's not the case. But this one, best co-host ever. These guys, they all right.
Josie, come here. Come here. I need you in this camera. Come on in here. I'm going to tell you why.
Because you want people to see your suit.
Yeah, that too.
Mr. Josie got his suit.
We have something in common. Can't you see?
Yeah, you got a lot in common. People always be like, are they twins? They act alike.
Yeah.
What? People always
This is what we do.
this is what y'all
And
do.
it's you the common denominator that has us acting a certain way. and shit.
But he doesn't act that way. He's so nice to me
On
all
here.
the time.
On here.
No,
When
he
his
is
beard
nice
gets
to
gray,
me all the time.
When his beard gets gray, it's gonna kick in. He gonna be like,
He only got the highlights at the top of his.
Guess,
You can
guess
have
what?
a seat. All right,
You had the
can
best
take your seat.
cools.
Yeah, me. You want my part?
do.
Well, you ain't gonna get it.
I do. I love my team though. This is the best thing, best part of my life right now is being a part of this team. You guys are really amazing. They really are great to work with.
That was
And it
major.
happened. It happened on purpose by accident.
On purpose with
It
Stacey J?
happened on purpose.
It was supposed to be.
It was supposed to be. What was you gonna say, JL?
You got a lot of things going on. You saying this is the happiest?
It really is. It brings me.
Look, you popped the table like this. You said that happiest.
That's right. It does. It brings me a lot of joy when we all get together.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Me being around me makes me happy too.
I bet. I totally can imagine that.
That's why I don't need so much counseling. I know me well.
He was trying to get in his free session. I ain't want to say
Yeah.
that. He did try to get in his free session earlier. When he asked that question, I was like, okay, free session.
I was about to tell him, when you talking, don't look at me because I know you judging me.
You don't judge.
You listen, but you don't judge. Again, thank you so much. We hope you had a good time.
That's
We would
it.
love for you to come back.
Hats off to you for doing all the work that you're doing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Especially for getting those therapists, the social workers, help them get their licenses and everything. My family member, my niece.
I was a supervisor.
Yeah,
I was their supervisor.
Yep. And she went through the program. Sania, that was here. And we did the grief session with us. She came up under Farida's program. Yep. So we're going to have both of them come back together. So thank you again. Thank you guys. Always a pleasure. Thank you to Chronic Dopeness and the production team and B and our executive producers B and our social media manager Kaden Cooper and our executive producer Chronic Dopeness. Thank you so much.